we originally had a different idea. It wasn't originally going to be play. We just had this idea of a ball falling down the basement stairs, and like a little kid was visiting her grandma, and she went down the stairs to follow the ball because, she was curious about what was going to happen to the ball. But we ended up changing the story a little bit because the dynamics of the location that we were filming at, there was just too much going on, and we just felt like it would just be too much. So we wanted to kind of stay in a singular location. We had this idea that like we were going to have like an invisible protagonist. We hadn't really didn't know what that character was going to be or what it was going to encompass, or what it was going to want. But that was like the original idea, and it just didn't stick because it just didn't feel like the story was going to have that aha moment at the end or was really going to entertain us the way that we wanted in the end. So we ended up going back to the drawing board, and you know I went down into the location that we had, and I just like stood down there and I was like, so what do we have? What are the resources available to me? And how am I going to incorporate this into a horror film? A short horror film, mind you. It's not going to be that long. So, I realized, oh, the pinball machine is not working. I have a pool table, I have a crawl space, and I have a closet. I still don't know who my protagonist is going to be. I do know well, I knew who my protagonist, excuse me. I knew who the protagonist was going to be, but I didn't know who my antagonist was going to be. So I just didn't know what type of monster we were going to go with this one. Um, I really had to think about it, like, and I just like thought about like a child. What does a child want to do? A child wants to play. That's what they want to do. The pinball machine's not working. And then Antoine came up with this idea of a jester.
Because we was looking for something unique. We had a hard time trying to come up with the idea. And I basically got the idea just from seeing the Jester costume. And like I said it before, I saw some shorts that was based on children's fables, but they had a more dark side to those fables. And I thought that was very interesting to go that route. And then basically Erika agreed on it, and the rest is history. There's not too many characters involving a jester from what I seen. Obviously you got was a clown. There's a lot of stuff dealing with clowns, but I didn't see too many jesters there. Maybe there was some jester short films out there, but I didn't see too many Hollywood feature films involving a jester. And I thought it was a unique way to go, and so that basically what spawned that idea, and she really liked that idea. Obviously that idea stuck out, and then she came up with the whole play idea because of a grandmother's basement. She said that, well, we can use my grandmother's basement because we already got a pool table, we already got a pinball machine, we got all these things that can make it seem uh, that will go hand in hand with the fact that we was using a child actor, the jester. It just all came together and makes sense, and that's how we came about with that particular idea.
So for me to become the jester, I really wanted to put myself into the shoes of a horror character. What's going through their mind, what's making them tick, kind of like what is their motive to want to, go after adults and children, right? Um, so I like really like sitting down thinking about the jester, my character, preparing for it. We had to get the costume ready. I created a doll that looked exactly like the jester. I just got an old Barbie doll and I just like made the clothes to look exactly like my jester character so we could incorporate that in the film. But also like in preparation, like, I had to think about the makeup and how I was going to do my makeup so I could really look like this creepy, sinister jester. Um, Also, like when I was, preparing and acting for it, I was like thinking about like ways that I could contort my body to kind of look weird, to look just demonic. And then like I thought like, about standing upright, but like no, you should be like kind of like in a different position because the audience constantly sees these characters in like their natural state, standing up. So I wanted to, in the beginning of the film, I'm actually contorted. You'll see that I'm upside down, doing a bridge and looking upside down at the child and like, moving my teeth around, like, so there was a lot of like thinking deeply as, getting the character to do terrifying things to really entertain the audience is really where my mind was when I was becoming the jester.
There really wasn't no storyboards because normally, I mean, I'm an artist, but I'm not that great of an artist where I do storyboards, but I do have that eye. So another part of the pre-production process is that um, since I got to wear different hats, I'm always going back and forth between director and cinematographer. So I'm thinking about what this film is going to look like as far as the lighting. I get inspired about other films, such as like The Conjuring. Let me see another film out there. Different horror films like Rob Zombie films. Um, Inspired by Stephen King, obviously, is one of somebody else who I'm inspired by. So just different looks as far as like cinematography, as far as other films that's been out there that's been created. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the right composition. Um, is this something, I'm looking at all the different camera angles, unique camera angles, something that we could do that we never done before. I'm always trying to outdo myself on every project. And that's basically what I looked at here with Play.
We went from this idea of this basement and, who were the characters going to be? What was driving the characters? The child wanted to play, the jester wanted to play with the child, not innocently, but that's what we show in the film. So, really check out our film